also from Port St. Lucie, that drove his car into the U.S. Embassy in Syria. They claim he had ties to that dude, who was half Afghan, half American. So they interviewed him 3 times. They said they didn't have enough evidence to keep him on the terror list. All right, now pay attention to that. Very important. The place where he bought the assault rifle. All right, this is the shit that doesn't make. This is how you know they're lying. With the place he bought the assault rifle in Port St. Lucie. Keep this in mind. The place is owned by a former New York City police detective. Owns that gun shop. Keep that in mind. All right. He went in there 3 times. Red flags came up. Couldn't sell him the gun. Came back the 4th time. He cleared the background checks. He was able to buy the gun. Now, here's the thing. This is what this new law they're getting ready to try to pass Monday is about, by the way. They're saying if somebody comes off the official watch list, but yet had previous ties to terror, they should be able to restrict them from buying a weapon. Well, it's too late now. But this is what they're trying to get ready to do on Monday. They're going to convene in Congress on Monday to try to pass this law. All right. So the guy says, well, you know, and this didn't make any sense to me. Well, you know, the first 3 times, if I had to sell it to him by law, and if he didn't get it from me, he's going to get it from somebody else. And then he claims the 3rd time he reported it, but he didn't have no license. All he had was a description of the dude. He didn't have no plate, no license, nothing. Wait, you got paperwork? That doesn't make sense. So somebody is intentionally, here's the agenda. If you notice, go back to the San Bernardino shooting. That they're using now naturalized or born citizens that are already in the country. The only way you're going to be able to stop this is anybody that, now for his father been in the country for over 30 years. This guy that just, Martin's father. The San Bernardino shooter, he came to the country as a very young child and was a naturalized American citizen. Why is that important? Because it's very easy to purchase guns when you got citizenship. So now they're saying, well, no, they're not working in conjunction with any group terror. They're acting on their own. Pay attention to that. So another way that they can filter sacrifice, bloodshed, and destruction. Then when they had the press conference, if you pay attention to the ritual and you get emotionally sucked in, you're actually partaking in the ritual whether you're aware of it or not. When they had the press conference, the very first press conference they had, they put some Arab dude up there who was the imam of the Islamic Center in Central Florida. It's the last person you want to put up there after a situation like that went down. And he's up there going, the very thing they're telling you not to do is subliminally the very reaction he's inciting as people are watching it. He said, don't react, we're all family, blah, blah, this and that. Well, how are people going to absorb that when you're standing there wearing a kufi and you're representing everything that people have already prejudged it? What I'm trying to tell you is, this, along with all the police shootings, they're trying to get an emotional reaction out of you right now. They're trying to get you to rebel. They're trying to get you to fight. They want you to go to the streets to cause chaos, confusion, so boom, they can do what their real agenda is, bring in martial law. That's their goal. That's what they're trying to do right now. And this is why when you pay attention to the stories and how they play themselves out, sketchy. And people are so emotional, they're not looking at the big picture. Stop being emotional about shit. Now, it's a tragedy that they got to use innocent people. But you got to understand, certain people, principalities in high places, they don't care who they use. And this is not a race thing. Get that out of your mind. Go ahead.
His dad worked for the CIA. His dad just got a defense contract.
Your dad?
His dad got that.
Oh, his dad?
Yeah, just got.
You talking about Omar Martin?
Yeah, his
yes.
dad just got a defense contract.
And they don't talk about that. They don't talk about that.
All of what he did was his false flags. I researched it.
And that's good.
After the shoot, all the victims, right? They're bringing the victims to the club.
That's right.
Not away from the club.
Correct.
There's 2 video cameras on the street.
That's right.
Both camera on the same side of the road.
And did you hear about the guy that said, one, they were closing the door when they were trying to run out?
Yeah, and one guy said he had a shotgun, and he shot the guy next to him. Now, we know how pellets,
That's
when
correct.
they come out of a shotgun, how they move.
That's correct.
There's no way he shot someone next to him, he didn't get hit. Then he said the guy aimed for him, for his head, and shot his hand.
But that doesn't make sense either.
And that doesn't make sense.
No.
So I'm looking at the camera, I'm looking at them bringing victims
Correct.
to the club.
That's right.
Not away from the club.
And you go back to the very beginning,
Yeah, it is.
they tell you that, all right, first of all, we know he frequented the club. Correct. He's been there numerous times. We find this out afterwards. He was in the club earlier that night at 1 o'clock. All right. My thing is, when you're carrying an assault rifle, a semi-automatic assault rifle. And they claim, I'm telling you what they claim. Think about this for a minute. They say he was strapped with all this ammunition. He was strapped with so-called explosives, what they still haven't elaborated on, by the way. Now, the guard he so-called had the shootout with, which they're not really saying much about. This is important. How do you not? First of all, I know any club I used to go to back in the day, and I know it's got to be the same here. They pat your ass down when you come to the front door. You know, when you go to a nightclub, I know any decent. Yeah, they check your legs. They make sure you're not carrying. I know that's any club I ever went to. Right. Now they're saying he engaged in a shootout with this dude. Now did he just walk up, strap, guns blazing, and start shooting? They're not saying. Now if he did, how did he bypass that? Get in the club. Now if he didn't do that, you're saying he just walked into the club, he got past security, strapped with all this ammunition, and just started shooting.
But then he walked into the bathroom. And
That's
where he killed, 5 people in the store?
Correct.
It doesn't make sense.
One of the law is that no nightclub in Florida has one security.
Right.
In fact, it's a law that if we're going to keep an event at a club, we have to have a BSO.
Okay.
Compared to, depends on what county we're in, you have to have 2 police officers.
Right.
Plus,
Just
security.
from the club. And that's what I'm saying. This doesn't add up to me when you look at it. It's just, and then as we're speaking today, the brother that Ravana Noon I do the radio show with, who lives right up the block from where the incident happened, it's still barricaded off as we speak right now. They still got the barricades off. You can't go anywhere near there.
Yeah, because nothing happened.
Right. And they're trying, what are they trying to do?
Pause for that. It's like, France, where's all the blood? You cannot, if all of us in here, right, get killed, you know how much blood she gonna have to clean up? And you know how hard it is to clean blood out of this grub?
It never comes out.
It's a lot.
I give thanks because I've been around a lot of animals we kill. So when blood hit anyway, you don't have to be cold. It's gonna be hard to clean up. And there's no footage of blood. Just like in Paris, there was no footage of blood. Like you say, it's about emotion. They try to get you
That's
sucked
right.
in. So guess what happened now? You come out of yourself.
That's right.
So you don't be in the bathroom for 10 minutes just meditate. Or you go read a book and meditate within yourself. So they're dragging you out to
That's right.
multimedia. Anything they put on TV, a lot, NBA finals, shooting, anything like that, just ignore it. Because guess what happens? You're going to hear about it regardless. Because
That's
somebody
right.
in the job's going to be like, hey, so but what you do now, you use your muscle memory. You just become words.
That's
and
right.
Going about your business.
That's
You
right.
don't digest it. That's when it consumes you, when you feed into their ritual. That's when it becomes a ritual.
And-
the ritual cannot work because it's not authentic.
That's right. It's not authentic. And that's the key. I'm glad you said that. And now they also, what just broke yesterday, early in the morning, this so-called terror raid they just did in Belgium. They rounded up 12 suspects. Why all of a sudden right now? Okay. Why all of a sudden now? So somebody now has got a diversion. Now keep in mind, the election's coming up too now. Pay attention to all this. The election is getting ready to come up, right? And now you got to factor in the Trump agenda. You got to factor all this stuff that's going on now. Somebody is getting ready. They got a plan. They're leading you to something. It's a great sacrifice. They're leading you to something. You just got to pay attention, as the brother's saying. You got to pay attention because they have not produced any evidence of all this stuff that they're claiming that they're talking about. And in addition, like you said, they were bringing people to the club. The one witness who they shut down quick in the interview, you can still pull it up on the internet. One of the witnesses was saying as they were trying to get out of the club, somebody was closing the door as they were trying to get out. Somebody was forcing the door closed, which confirms what he was saying. Somebody was wanting to make sure that those people stayed in there. Okay? Somebody was making sure, whatever they were enacting or trying to do, somebody wanted to make sure that those people stayed in there. You understand? And it's so funny how, to this day, as we're sitting here right now, that place is still barricaded and they're adjusting and doing whatever they're doing. But this is the other thing you need to pay attention to, which most people will not or may not have been aware of. That club, 2 days after that shooting, was getting ready to close, period, officially. Okay?
So they're going to stop people dying.
There's a reason. Okay? That was getting ready to close. And remember, he also targeted, prior to that, at Disney World, it was Gay Pride Week. And he also scoped out Disney World, but they said, quote unquote, he felt like he couldn't kill that many people in the open as he could in an enclosed place. And he scoped out 2 other gay clubs in Orlando. Now, the wife thing, real quick, and I want to stay on this. I don't want to make this an Orlando shooting thing, but I bring up the ritual thing about it. The wife is fishy as hell, too, because, well, I sensed he was going to do something. I wasn't sure. Now they're saying they were texting during the massacre. Not only that, they got the video footage of him and her buying the ammunition together at the gun shop in Port St. Lucie. What the hell? Why can't you charge her? Or somebody wants us to see that video for a particular reason. Okay? Pay attention. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I watched when that happened last Sunday, and I saw when they gave the press conference. I watched the ritual happen right in front of me. I'm on the ecliptical. I watched this white lady come up, blonde hair. She stands in the middle. I'm telling you what it was. It's personal, but I know what it was. It was a message for me. Right to the right side of her came this Latino dude. Right to the left side of her came an Asian dude. Black dude came on the right, and then there was a girl on the far end that she was mixed ethnicity. I don't know which. She could have been anything. That was the ritual. I saw it played out, and they're all sitting there like zombies watching the TV, but I paid attention to the ethnicities. I saw what the ritual was. I saw what they were trying to accomplish. You understand? And it manifested right in front of my face, and they all stand in front of the TV like zombies. And of course, the white lady was the most dramatic. Oh my God, blah blah blah. And then the other people, just all teary-eyed. And I'm like, it's happening. See, we're waiting for something to happen. It's been happening. I keep telling people, stop waiting for some cataclysmic event or some great travesty. That it's been happening. This has been a progression now for over 20 years. I mean, yeah, we can go back to we can go back to all the catastrophic events through history. But in this day and time, in our era, this has been going on. This New World Order thing, been going on. This is nothing new.
There's nothing that's going to manifest. If it manifests today, they've been hatching it, and the system has been put in place for 2-3
Big
years
time.
beforehand.
Big time.
It's not New World Order no more.
No, it's old world order. That's right.
Implementation
They've been trying
and
that
it's
since
sometimes
Alexander.
organized within
That's right.
2 years.
Now, the other thing, like you said, the contract that the father has with the CIA, and I've said this before, we talked about this on the radio show, that, a lot of these, again, I'm just giving my theory on it. You guys research this for yourself. A lot of this stuff is CIA operative controlled. It's the only way they're able to facilitate and carry out these so-called things that we're seeing in front of us.
You ever seen the contract?
I didn't see the contract.
The contract is for the creation of a new assault rifle, but it's not an assault rifle as in war. It's assault rifle as in house to house, as in close. So what he's supposed to do? He's supposed to create like the AR-15. The AR-15 was created in his company too. They want to bring all the assault rifles to about the size of an AR-15, so wide in the chest, so they hold it like that. So you have hand-to-hand combat. So
That
it's
makes
more
sense.
like garrison fighting.
That makes sense.
So it's not in jungle. It's more like neighborhoods.
Face-to-face, hand-to-hand combat.
So you can carry the assault rifle on you, and at the same time do hand-to-hand combat.
That makes sense.
That's what the contract was about.
That makes a lot of sense now. Now you say that, we put that all together. That actually adds a lot of pieces to the puzzle.
And they have to present a piece of the truth inside of it, and who catches on, catches on. But that's the system.
But the key is, and the most important thing we can't neglect, and then we'll move on. Like the brother was saying, and then like I was saying, look, bypass the emotional aspect of it. That's the key. Once they get you sucked in emotionally, you're not paying attention to any of that stuff we just talked about. You don't even see it. You're so emotionally distraught and distracted now that you're not looking into the real essence of what took place, what's happening, what's going on, and you're not digging and looking where you need to look to really find out what's going on. So if I can captivate your emotions, and anybody that practices magic knows this, once I can control your emotions, I can get you to do whatever I want you to do. Very simple. If I want you to move right, you're going to move right. If I want you to move left, you're going to move left. If I say jump, you say how high. Because now I got you emotionally. I've captivated your emotions. Okay? Anyway, anybody have any questions? I don't want to stay on just on that by itself.
When you was talking about ancestors, right? Isn't that